Hello, welcome back guys. This is a video for a Strixhaven draft tournament deck. And we're going to be going over the deck, looking at what we picked, what we had in our sideboard, what I think some of the better cards are, and really how to win. So, we did a Strixhaven draft, and we ended up in Quandrix plus Witherbloom. So, you can see our curve laid out here, and we ended up getting some really good cards, like multiple choice. This card is really good and limited. You want to almost always play it for the if 4 is more option, because you'll get the most value, and you almost always have the mana to do it. Then over here, you got the 1-drops. Fortifying Draw, it's a very good combat trick, also just life gain. And Zephyr Boots is insane, gives all your guys flying. There's a lot of flyers in this format, so it's very good to have flying blockers. Then there's some other cards here: Spell Satchel, Witherbloom Apprentice, Decisive Denial, Dina, Sign in Blood, and Overgrown Arc. For me, I would say the best card was Witherbloom Apprentice. It performed very well. It was able to gain me a lot of life and get me back in games where I was at a very low life total. Then in the 3-drop slot, we have cards like Quandrix Blood Mage, Blood Researcher, Umbral Juke, Frost Trickster, Mentor's Guidance, another Frost Trickster, Mage Duel. So some of the best cards were Umbral Juke. It just has a lot of versatility. Frost Trickster is very strong, just a flyer that can block any of your opponent's flyers and also tap down anything. Mentor's Guidance is good. You get extra Magecraft triggers, and Mage Duel because it can sometimes just cost 1 mana. Then in the 4-drop slot, we have cards like Quandrix Cultivator, Eureka Moment, Ambrose. So we also have the front side Shale, but we never played the front side, so we always played it for the black side Ambrose. Serpentine Curve, Master Symmetrist, Professor of Zoomancy, and those were all my 4-drops. I would say the most important one was Ambrose, because he can put a counter onto another target creature, and then it'll deal 2 damage to that creature, and so you can put counters on your opponent's creatures and then kill them. So it's very good on both axes of just helping you when you're already ahead and helping you come back from behind by killing some of your opponent's creatures. We already went over multiple choice. We also had Bookworm, which is really good. It just gains you life, draws you cards, comes back. It's ginormous. It's a very good card. And we were running the normal 17 lands. And as for our lessons, we had Environmental Sciences, Elemental Summoning, and Fractal Summoning. In my opinion, Environmental Sciences is the best lesson. You get to splash colors, and it can gain you life, and it can get you any land, any basic land. It's very good. Fractal Summoning's a really good mana sink. Elemental Summoning, I didn't end up playing, but having played it before, it's actually quite good just getting a 4/4. And so we ended up playing this blue, green, black deck, Sultai deck, but we also had some pretty strong red cards, and I think looking back at it, we could have splashed. We had Stonebinders Vermilion White, but we weren't really into playing white. Plum the Forbidden was a pretty good card, but we didn't have a lot of ways to make pests, so I didn't think it was the greatest. Soothsayer Dip is not that great. Illustrious Historian is one of those good red cards. Relic Sloth, we weren't really playing white. Biomathematician I liked, but we only really had one way to make fractals in Serpentine Curve, so there wasn't a ton of synergy there. And then we get to the red cards. We had some really good cards like Heated Debate, Draconic Intervention, which is like a board wipe, Ardent Dust Speaker, it's really strong card advantage, and then Elemental Masterpiece to finish out games. And we had stuff like Spectacle Mage, a strong flyer, Teach by Example to copy spells, and Augur Battleseer, which is a nice blocker. And we did have a lot of good fixing. 2 Archway Commons and a Frostboil Snarl really helped, and I think that made it so that we probably could have splashed red and have been fine. But we didn't end up splashing red, and we ended up winning the tournament anyways. So we played 4 best-of-3 games, and most of the games were quite close. I would say, again, the most important cards, multiple choice. It was insane in pretty much every game except for one. I played it for X equals 4, and you get so much value because you get to scry, draw a card. Your opponent has to bounce a creature back to their hand, and you get to make a 4/4. Cards like Professor of Zoomancy were just good, making you 2 creatures at once. Ambrose, again, was very strong, either as removal or buffing your own creatures. Mage Duel, being able to only cost 1 mana if you cast another instant or sorcery, is very strong. Cards like Mentor's Guidance, getting a copied and double Magecraft triggers off of another very powerful card, Witherbloom Apprentice, being able to gain more life and drain your opponents, that's very good. And I think the last card I want to go over is Overgrown Arc. This is a very good blocker. Most things can't kill this or get past it, other than flyers, of course, but it lets you gain life, and if you're ever in a need, you can always just pay 2 mana, and you don't even have to tap it, just to sacrifice it and learn a card. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should have probably splashed red? I think I probably could have. Let me know in the comments, and if you want to see something else like this, or maybe a draft on MTG Arena, please leave a like and subscribe. Bye-bye.